What's up, everyone? I'm here with UFC lightweight Modestas Bukauskas. He's fighting Khalil Rountree this Saturday. Light heavyweight Modestas Bukauskas is fighting Khalil Rountree this Saturday. UFC Vegas 36. So, you know, on this card, there's a lot of Brits. You got Darren Till headlining, Aspinall's fighting, Paddy Pimblett, yourself. Is it a little bit bittersweet that this card's going on not in England?
Yeah, it's obviously a bit annoying because we definitely would have had one hell of some energy going on in that O2 arena because obviously there have been so many Brits on the card, like they would have went absolutely crazy for every single one of us. It's like, when one of us goes to war, we all go to war sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the job itself is the job itself. Doesn't matter where it is, it's still got to be done. So it would have been nice. Like I definitely had it in my head, fighting in front of 20,000 people. I've not fought in front of fans yet, so that was one big thing that I was really quite excited for. And obviously having my friends and family, asking me about tickets and able to watch. But now we're going back to fighting in front of no crowd or maybe like a small crowd. But at the end of the day, man, I get to go out and perform. I get to do what I love. I get to go out and do my job. So I can't. Las Vegas for me, it feels amazing. I always love going to America. I mean, I went to high school in America for 2 years, so I don't know. It brings back these weird, sort of nostalgic feels. So I actually really enjoy Vegas. So for me, it's just do you know what I mean? I don't mind making a little bit of a trip.
Yeah, that's good. And I think lately the shows there at the Apex, they've brought in some fans. So it kind of has that Ultimate Fighter type feel with, limited fans. But
Yeah, yeah.
you're the first Lithuanian to ever win a fight in the UFC. So is it important to you to kind of pave the way for Lithuanian mixed martial arts, or did you just kind of happen to be the first guy?
100%, man, 100%. So obviously, I'm representing both Britain and Lithuania, but mainly I show a lot of patriotism because I was born in Lithuania. I still have a Lithuanian passport. Might not have the accent, but definitely got more of a British accent. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of Lithuanians now becoming very motivated. To be able to do well in mixed martial arts, training hard. Now we've got Yulia Stoliarenko as well. That's managed to get into the UFC as well. So it's just open up, like you said, it's just opening up for more talented athletes to go in and be able to do their thing. So yeah, if I can lead the way, then of course that obviously means a lot to me.
Yeah. And so last night, did you catch the Woodley versus Paul fight? And if so, what were your thoughts?
Right. So I didn't actually get to see it. I mean, listen, I mean these pay-per-view prices, they're killing us. You know what I mean? So I've got enough. I've got enough on my plate. Trying to buy oatmeal every week. But so so now obviously I was hoping and I wanted obviously Woodley to go in there and knock him out. For you lot that don't know, I actually placed the bet for sixth round for Woodley to win by stoppage. I think he dropped him in the fourth.
Yeah, he cracked him in the fourth.
From what I've seen. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you drop someone and I heard that his activity wasn't very high. I've heard that obviously Jake Paul maybe was going to throw more punches up, but for some of the highlights that I've seen, I know highlights don't paint the picture of the whole fight itself, but I mean, split decision, it kind of sort of being able to go either way and stuff like that, and especially if the guy got dropped, at least it should have been a draw. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's fair for them to give that decision there, especially when Jake Paul got dropped and for all the stuff that he was saying and stuff like that. He didn't prove anything. Do you know what I mean? I think don't get me wrong, he's a great boxer. I think he is a very talented boxer, but Woodley's also a talented boxer. I'll be very interested to see the rematch. I know there might be something in the works there, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I just really badly wanted I think, and many MMA fighters obviously hope that he would go in and do it. But hey, listen, you live to fight another day. I'm sure they'll be able to book something soon and be able to go at it again.
Yeah, and I think like you mentioned with the scoring, one of the benefits of this fight, in the grand scheme of the sport of boxing, might not have been the highest level thing, especially for the attention it got. But since it did get so much attention, I think it's kind of showing to a lot of casual fans who might not watch as much combat sports some of the flaws in the judging system, because it's so weird. Because technically, if you're scoring each round, the 10-9 must system, maybe you can give it to Jake Paul, but then you're watching the fight, and Woodley by far had the biggest moment of the fight, probably the 5 biggest moments of the fight. So it's like, how do we not give it to this guy? It's because he's getting outpointed. And by the way, you complained about the pay-per-view prices, and who doesn't? They're outrageous for, basically one fight. But have you not, you're a UFC fighter, so I guess you can't condone illegal streaming, but have you not figured out illegal streaming yet? I can send you some links.
Nah, man, I'm a goody two shoes, man. I've got a halo right above my head. It's just I've never.
So you're fighting Khalil Rountree this weekend, and I'm sure something you've noticed kind of scouting him out is from the beginning of his UFC career till now, I think he's really kind of changed up his game. I think part of that was he changed camps. I think they said he went to Thailand, and he's got this really crisp, like Muay Thai striking now. So what have you been doing to kind of prepare for that unorthodox style?
Yeah, so I mean, he's a very technical striker, very powerful striker. From what I've noticed, I mean, who knows if he'll come back with that same Thailand type style, or what he actually came out in his last fight, because I think he'd been training most recently in America. So I'm pretty sure he'll be going back to his old style, but obviously with that Muay Thai sort of flair that he's had. Because in his last fight he fought more like he did previously. So just obviously with still the crisp kicks and the crisp and a bit crisper striking, but still with the movement and more of like an MMA style and less of the the light foot Thai style. So I mean, obviously we're prepared for both styles, whichever one gets thrown at us. But I mean, he's very good at what he does, and obviously credit to him. That's obviously one of his strengths, but we're obviously looking to negate his strengths.
Nice. Yeah. So, and I also saw today, you put on your Instagram story, you were doing some late night weight cutting / training with your dad. I've only seen him in that short clip, but he looked awesome. He seems so energetic, a really cool dude. So what's he like? Was he, a crazy energy guy? Did he get you into fighting? What's your dad?
Oh yeah. I mean, he was a fighter himself back in the day. He was a Soviet Union no holds barred heavyweight champion. So before MMA was MMA, he was already fighting MMA essentially. Back in I'm talking real old school. I mean, I see tapes where literally to win a fight you have to break bricks. Like, this is like next level stuff you got going on. So I mean, our relationship as father and son has only strengthened over time. Obviously over my UFC career, he guides me on everything. You know what I mean? He always pulls me in the right direction. He always gives me the correct advice. I can never fault him for giving me a piece of advice where I'm thinking, oh, well, I don't know if that's right. No, he always gives me advice that ends up being right. So, man, I mean, we've got a great relationship. He's quite high energy, but then again, that probably explains why I've got such high energy. So me and him are both very similar in that sense. He's like a big kid, and obviously I love it, and that's why we get on so well.
That's great. Yeah, I imagine as a kid, it's pretty hard to like act up around your parents when your dad, for a living, breaks bricks to win underground MMA fights.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you told me you have to go and clean your room, I wouldn't even start. I'm like, all right, off I go. I'm cleaning my room, Dad. Don't you worry. I'm scrubbing here for 5 hours if I need to. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, as a kid, I think you're more scared of your dad. Yeah. But obviously now I see the lighter, softer side. And obviously I'm older and stuff like that. But him being like that with me, very strict when I was younger, it made me very disciplined. And, it made me throughout most of my life, not drink at all, not smoke and stuff like that. Obviously, I have the occasional drinking here or there, a couple of drunk nights that, that I might not be too proud about. But, he's kept me on the straight and narrow for the most part. And I could not be more grateful because, like I say, it just helps with just overall life,
Nice. Yeah. And so talking about your younger days, I like to ask all the fighters this. It interests me every time. Before you got into Cage Warriors, UFC, what jobs were you working before you were a full-time fighter?
So I was actually looking to try and be a professional basketball player at one point. So I went to America. That was my main sport that I was playing. So I was a starter on the team. We ended up getting to state semi-final, and the team that ended up winning it, I mean, like literally, I think they had about 5 Division 1 recruits, and the guy I was guarding was 6'8" and 250 pounds.
Wow.
So I mean, if you can imagine, and we were a small team, so obviously we just did well because we sort of worked so hard. But anyways, besides the point. So I also played American football. I wanted at one point I was maybe I could be good at this because I ended up getting quite a couple of sacks, I think is what you call it. But yeah, so that was sort of like the early thing. I wanted to be a professional athlete ever since I was a young kid. Like that's what I wanted to do. Like when I put the effort in, I was good in school, but I had to put a lot of effort to get like everyone thought I was really clever, but it was only because I had to work my ass off. If I didn't work hard or I sort of just took it a bit, I wouldn't do so well. So I didn't want to do anything academic because I found it so boring. And I'm like, I do not want an office job. I want to do something different. So when I came back home, I just needed to finance my fighting career, you know? So when I came back when I was 18, I worked at it's called Mazuma Mobile. It was like like an exchange phone place. So essentially what I did, I was a phone tester. So you're literally you have to test like, oh God, at least like 300 phones or more a day. You're literally just sitting there doing the same old repetitive stuff. But, it paid the bills. I had really good friends from there, like, really nice people and stuff. The bosses were great. I think my dad actually taught the bosses a little bit, like a bit of mixed martial arts. So it's quite good. I got a little bit of an in, so that was pretty cool. And then after I finished that job, I realized that the 2 years that I'd done in America meant nothing, basically, because the English school system is obviously different. So I thought it would count the same for A levels, which would get me to university, but it didn't. So essentially, I had to go back and do what I should have done the previous 2 years. So I ended up going back to school for a year, which was very hard to do those exams because you're supposed to take 2 years to do it. And then I ended up going back to that mobile place after I'd finished school, and then after that I had a sponsor and I was able to train full time. And then after that, after I think I got to 4-2 in my pro career, then I went back to personal training, and I worked at like a small group fitness type gym. With like a celebrity chef was like the owner, so there's a lot of people and stuff like that. It was a good vibe, very energetic, but bloody hell, it drained me like in terms of training. And then and now I'm pretty much living off of my wages from the UFC. So yeah, it's been quite a crazy roller coaster. But yeah, I'm not the one to be sitting at a desk, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, being a cell phone tester seems way more boring than being a professional fighter. But do you think you're the best basketball player in the UFC? Because I've seen some UFC fighters play basketball, and it's usually pretty ugly. So I think you're the best.
Well, I don't know if I'm the best. I mean, I put up a clip on my Instagram, me dunking the basketball when I was out in Abu Dhabi, in flip flops, might I add. But anyways, I'm 6'3" as well. So I mean, I don't know how impressive that is, but I used to be able to dunk with 2 hands. Can't do it anymore. I don't know. If anyone wants to challenge me, I'm up for a game of 1-on-1. Honestly, when I picked up that basketball in Abu Dhabi, I swear it'd been since high school that I picked up a basketball. So it'd been a long time, but I've still got some of the moves.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say you're the best. So last question, fighting Khalil Rountree this Saturday. What can we expect, man?
You can expect an absolutely explosive fight. Both of us are going to go at it. We're going to put everything on the line. And this is going to be like a fight of the night performance for sure. So I can't wait to get in there and do the thing, man.
Let's go. Fight of the night, 50K, and getting your hand raised. Thanks so much for doing this, man. This is awesome.
Nice one, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.